Hi y'all. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. If you are new, welcome. My name is Amira and my channel is all about talking about new makeup, trying new makeup, but also finding new and exciting ways to be inspired by the makeup you already own. If that sounds good to you, I hope you will consider subscribing, and if you enjoyed today's video, hitting the like button. Today, guys, we are doing another perfume video. I did one on my channel a little while back, talking about my favorite spring fragrances. Let me preface just by saying that perfume and fragrance is one of my absolute favorite things in the entire world. It's pretty much right on par with makeup for me as far as a beauty product that brings me joy, that I enjoy purchasing and trying and experimenting and talking about. So I like bringing that into the channel to speak with you guys about. So today we're going to talk about my favorite summer fragrances, and I have some OG faves and also some new additions that I want to chat about. Let's get into it. All right, so these are not in any particular order, but I wanted to talk about first the second newest to my collection, which is my Ellis Brooklyn Sunfruit. Now, you guys saw in one of my haul videos where I purchased the travel size of this fragrance, and I loved it so much that for my birthday, I treated myself to the full size. I have pretty much finished the travel size. I've got about this much left, but I was like, I need to have this in my collection. So I bought the full size, and this fragrance is so stunning to me. And I was I'd seen like all of the promo, advertisements for it. It's all over my Instagram because I do follow Ellis Brooklyn. I have another one of their perfumes in my collection. So I was seeing it around and I was like, well, it sounds nice, but I don't know. I'm not really in the fragrance purchasing mode. And then I saw Lauren Mae Beauty's video talking about this fragrance, and she talked about how much she disliked it. Or how much she wasn't really into the notes, or that the notes really wasn't, the notes to her weren't what she thought they were going to be. And so she started describing it. And the key notes in this are fresh fig, hand-picked jasmine, and vanilla plenophilia. And this description is inspired by tan lines, ripe fruit, and bare skin. This fragrance is a creamy and unapologetic blend of fresh fig, bergamot, jasmine, cyclamen, coconut, and vanilla. Addictive and aspirational, is the kind of scent that inspires vacation dreams. She was reading the notes and she's like, fig, bergamot, coconut, and I was like, sold. First of all, bergamot is one of my all-time favorite notes. If something has bergamot in it, I am almost always going to be interested in at least smelling it. I even just get a little sniffy sniff, even if I don't want to buy it. So, but that paired with the fig, which is I'm not a super fruity person, but fig always gets me because it has this sort of like really sensual creaminess to it. And that's what I would say this is. This is it's not overly sweet. It's got a bit of bite to it. And I'm thinking that's coming from maybe the cyclamen. The jasmine is very, I'm very on the fence about jasmine a lot of the times, but the jasmine isn't that strong in this. I think I'm smelling more of this, like the cyclamen, the vanilla, the bergamot, and the coconut. And it just is, when I spray it, I'm just like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I want in my life. And I've been wearing this particular fragrance pretty much every day. I've been using my travel size because I am trying to use that up, but I've been using it and wearing it every day because I just love this so, so much. Next up is another fragrance, and I believe I showed this in my spring collection, is my spring like fragrance wardrobe as well. But I'm still wearing it. I'm not wearing it as much as I was early in summer and even in spring, because I've gotten Sunfruit and I've kind of been obsessed with it. And there's another fragrance that I'm currently obsessed with that I'm also like switching between. But my Huda Beauty, the Kayali, which is from Huda Beauty, Eden Juicy Apple. Super sweet, not usually something I go for, but I love this. I don't, you know, sometimes there's just certain fragrances that defy the odds of the things that you normally would go for. And for me, this is one of them because I don't usually go for scents like this. I tend to find scents like this to be a little bit kind of juvenile, or like something I would have worn in high school. You know what I mean? Like something that like a teenage girl would wear, 16 or 17. That still gives me that, but it gives me that in like a sophisticated, more elevated way, you know? And it's so funny because I was wearing this so much that my neighbor, she stopped me and asked me what I was wearing. She's like, because every time I come out of my apartment, I smell like if you've left the building, I can kind of, it lingers a bit and I can smell it. And she's like, and I need to know what it is. And she was so obsessed with this that she actually like, she's like, and she's an older woman, and I was like, oh, I got it from, she's like, where's it from? And I was like, oh, I bought it online. And she's like, oh, well, she found that to be like quite the like insurmountable obstacle. She was like, well, can you buy it for me? I'll pay you. And I was like, absolutely. So I bought one for my neighbor, and she was so excited to get this. And this is the little bottle. I don't need a big bottle of this. I love this fragrance, but I don't necessarily think I need like the giant bottle of it. But what I like about the little ones is that they're just the mini version of the real bottle, as opposed to like an ugly, like a purse spray like that. They just give you a mini version of the bottle, which I think is quite lovely. And I got her a little mini, and she was so happy. So yeah, this I still really, really like. I just don't wear it quite as much. But when I'm like wanting something that's not quite as, what's the word I'm looking for, as heady. And not that Sunfruit is heady, but it's just got a little bit more gravitas to it than this does. I feel like this is a little bit, it's a little bit more whimsical. And when I'm in the mood, this is what I go for. Next up is Ellis Brooklyn Sweet, which I believe I also featured in my spring wardrobe. I still wear this. I don't wear it as much. I don't have that much left. I have about that much left in the bottle, but which is one of the reasons why I'm not wearing it as much, because I'm not ready to empty this. But again, it's very much in the same like ballpark as this, except Sweet has that, it has a bite to it that Eating Juicy Apple doesn't, which for me is what keeps it from being too sweet. It even though it's called sweet, and it definitely is a sweet fragrance. So the notes in this, the key notes are pear, orris, and marshmallow. So for me, when I smell this, I immediately smell the marshmallow, like immediately. And then a little bit of fruit comes through. And there's an ambrette in here, which makes sense. The orris. So it's like sweet and gourmand, but warm and a little sexy almost. And that's why I enjoy this. I might eventually pick up a full size of this. I'm not like in a rush to do so, but I like this. I like this when I want that sweet factor, but just like grown up. Next up is my Amazing Grace Magnolia from Philosophy, and this is a little baby bottle. And I always buy the little baby bottles of Philosophy. First of all, let me just say, I am one of those people who loves Philosophy fragrances, and I didn't think I would be. They're really great everyday fragrances, and I've tried a bunch of them. There's a couple on my wish list that they've come out with recently, but I like getting the little bottles and trying them out and wearing them. And I didn't know if I was going to like this. Again, I'm not a super, when it comes to florals, I like florals, but I tend to like specific floral scents. And I wasn't sure if I was going to like this. This was a blind purchase. And I do. It's actually, it's a, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not a super floral. It's, even though it's a Magnolia based fragrance, it's got this softness to it that I really, really like. Notes for this fragrance, Magnolia, it is bergamot, nectarine, sweet magnolia, violet, warm musk, solar amber, and a wisp of driftwood. Solar amber is one of those scents that I didn't think I was a fan of, but I'm noticing it in so many of the fragrances that I'm attracted to recently. So I'm not surprised that it's in this. And also the bergamot, like I said, if something has bergamot in it, I'm down. Like 95% of the time if it has bergamot, I'm like sold. Yes, I'll take it. But also the nectarine, and I think that's what keeps this from being too heavy, because it has the magnolia, it has the violet, it has musk, which could make it really heavy, but it's not. It's actually quite quite a lovely, soft scent. It's very interesting, and this is another one that I've been wearing a ton, that I sort of reach for as like an everyday type of fragrance, and I've been really enjoying it. It's really lovely. Next up is my Pacifica Tahitian Gardenia. Gardenias are my favorite flower. I love gardenia, and I can almost always spot gardenia in a fragrance, even if it's not necessarily like apparent to other people. I'm always like, it's got gardenia. I know it does. I know it does. This is just a straight up gardenia fragrance, okay? It's like, if you like gardenia, this is what you want to have. But yeah, the notes in this are gardenia, jasmine, sweet orange, citrus, and tea leaves. For me, the gardenia overpowers all of that. Like, I can smell a little bit of the sweet orange, a little bit. I can even smell a little bit of the jasmine, a little bit. But this is a quintessential gardenia scent. Like, if you like gardenias, this is the one for you. And it's affordable. I think this was only 22 bucks. Again, I don't use this as much because I'm not necessarily always in the mood for like heavy gardenia scent, but I still like it, and it's gardenia, and I love the smell of it. And so every now and then I tend to like this more for like an evening summer scent than a like day-to-day scent. You know what I mean? And next up is my Blackberry and Bay from Jo Malone. This is a classic Jo Malone. Like, if you know, Blackberry and Bay is ubiquitous in the Jo Malone fragrance collection. I have it in the little special edition bottle from last year that they did for Mother's Day. This is another everyday scent. It's clean, it's beautiful. This for me, it makes me think of like, you know, the beach. It makes me think of the smell of the water. It makes me think of like salt and sand, and it's not tropical. It makes me think of like an East Coast summer day. You know what I mean? Like a Maine summer day. Something like that. A summer day in Maine. It's got that freshness to it that I just really, really like. And I used this a ton last summer. I haven't used this as much this summer because I have other things that I've been using more. And also I'm almost like out of this and I don't want to use it up. So I've been kind of using it sparingly. But yeah, I love this one. It's very different from everything else here. It's like the unicorn in the collection. And I love having a bit of the, you know, like one or two fragrances that are so different from everything else. But that's what makes them special and makes them exciting and interesting. Oh, love the smell of this. And finally is the newest fragrance in my collection, and I fell in love instantaneously with this fragrance, like instantly. I sprayed it and I was just like, where have you been all my life? And that is the Brown Girl Jane perfume in L'amour. And this, I'm wearing this today, and literally, like, I smell it and I'm just like, this is the newest fragrance in my collection. I haven't had this very long at all, but I've already worn this a handful of times and I'm just obsessed. I'm obsessed with this fragrance, and not only this fragrance, but the entire fragrance line, because when I purchased this, I got like a little trio sample of the other two fragrances, as well as a little one of this, and I think I'm going to give the little one to maybe my mom or something of this one. I'm keeping the other two for myself. But the Brown Girl Jane fragrance line is stunning. Okay, it is stunning. It is a Black-owned brand. I got mine. They're sold on Nordstrom, which is where I got mine from. Let me just read. So, the notes on this are bergamot, coastal sage, Italian lemon. Those are the top notes. The middle notes are salty plumeria, coconut water, gardenia. The base notes are driftwood, solar musk, and sandalwood. So you already see the notes that are popping out to me that I'm like, that I love. But the way that they are arranged in this fragrance is just, it makes it different from all of the other perfumes here that have some of the same exact notes. It smells completely different. Completely different. It smells like summer, but like a sexy summer evening. You're out to dinner. You're sitting outside eating. The air is warm. There's a breeze. It's just, that's what it gives. That's what this gives. This gives sexy hot girl summer nights is what this gives. And I am obsessed. The other two fragrances, I have samples of, but I don't have the full size up, but I plan on eventually purchasing the full sizes of both of these, and that is Bahia and Casablanca. And these I will be wearing this summer as well. So I'm going to give these a nice little nod, and I'll read you the notes on these because, guys, so Bahia, the notes on this are peach nectar, water lotus, orange flower essence. Those are the top notes. The middle notes are tuberose, jasmine petals, golden gardenia. The base is vanilla bean, cedarwood, and cashmere musks. Now, this is sexy hot girl summer nights, but this is also sexy hot girl summer nights, but like hot girl summer nights with your man. Like this could be hot girl summer nights, you out with your girlfriends, you're out by yourself, you're just living life. This is you with your dude or your girl or your significant other out having a good sexy time. That's the difference between these. This is sexy hot girl summer nights, single edition. This is sexy hot girl summer nights, SO edition. Casablanca, this one is just so, it reminds me a little bit of Sweet, but just with a little something extra. I would say I would compare these two comparably, but there's something a little extra here. So the notes on this are, the top notes are cardamom, marshmallow, which is the thing that connects these two, you know, incense. The middle note is saffron, soft suede, vanilla orchid, and the base is glowing amber, soft musks, and sandalwood. So yeah, these both have musk, they both have sandalwood, and they both have marshmallow. And that's what I'm smelling when I smell these. I smell the marshmallow comes through immediately, but then they kind of diverge. That's where they kind of like go off in their own little directions to have a party. And this one is just a beautiful fragrance. It doesn't have to be a hot girl summer anything. You can wear this all the time. But it is very summery right now to me. Like when I'm smelling this, it makes me think of summer. It does. That is my little summer fragrance wardrobe. Let me know in the comments down below, what are some of your go-to fragrances for the season, guys? Do you have any of these? What are your thoughts on them? Let me know. If you enjoyed today's video, please be sure to hit the like button. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye now.